Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today is a very exciting day because I am going to start installing my irrigation system here in my backyard. And hey, if you're new here, my name is Christy. I am located in Western Massachusetts, Zone 6A, and my average last frost date is going to be next weekend, which is going to be May 9th. And one thing that I struggle now with having so many flowers, and I struggled with this in the past year as well when I was doing vegetables and flowers, was watering everything. I was hand watering everything with a hose, and it took forever. My husband and I actually would split up, and one would do the backyard, one would do the front yard, and it just got so stressful, especially on days when I had to harvest flowers to make my arrangements to sell at my roadside flower stand. So I am going into my second year selling flowers, and I really just wanted to try and not have all of this time wasted on watering the backyard, especially now that I have so many places to water. I still will have to water some beds here and there, but I wanted to get all of my tilled beds and my raised beds, especially my dahlias, set where all I had to do was just turn the nozzle and there goes the water. So I decided to splurge and invest in my business, and I purchased the Wobbler head system from Neversink Tools, and I am so excited. I did a lot of research, watched a lot of videos, and I just loved the easy setup and taking up and taking down. I can move them and I don't have to cut a bunch of drip tape and get a bunch of parts. It looks just really pretty straightforward. So I actually bought their kit, which includes 4 wobbler heads, and then I purchased an additional 2 as well, and then some more tubing and some elbows and parts. I'm hoping I can get some of it set up today. I was hoping today would be sunnier and a little bit warmer because I need the sun to help me straighten my pipes so I can get those set up. So if anything, I'm gonna at least get the wobbler set up. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the time to take you through every single step, but I'll show you how to set up maybe one of the wobbler heads, kind of my thought process of how I'm spacing them, maybe a couple of time lapses to show you how long it takes me. But if I can't get everything done today, then it's going to be in pieces, probably done throughout the week if I have time. Tuesday is supposed to be 82 degrees and sunny, so it might be a perfect day to get all of the tubes out and stretched with my husband here helping me. So if I can at least get the wobbler heads where I want them, then maybe I can throughout the week during the nighttime try and get some of the other bits and pieces, and then do a little review and show you how it looks like when it's all said and done. Now, I'm actually going to be running this in 3 different zones because it's just going to be hooked up to a faucet in my backyard, actually 2 of them. One zone is going to be for all of my raised garden beds behind me, so that will have 2 wobbler heads. I will have another wobbler head over here for my dahlias, and then 2 over in my tilled beds. So we'll have 5 wobbler heads total. So only actually 1 would be extra that I bought, and I also bought the extenders as well so they can get higher, especially as my flowers are growing. And the dahlias, I want them to be nice and high and still be able to get and maximize the space that they are able to cover. So I'm going to get this started. If you want to check them out, definitely look at all their videos. They also do a drip irrigation as well, but I really wanted to go with the wobbler head system, so I will let you know how that goes, and hopefully I can get some of it done today throughout the day. So let's get to it. So since I started this project, it's been a few hours and it is absolutely freezing outside. My daughter did help me stretch out the tubing. It probably won't be sunny enough for it to straighten out, but I'm gonna leave it out for the next 2 days because it's supposed to be nice and warm. So hopefully by Tuesday, we'll maybe be able to straighten it out, but that's okay because I'm not in any rush right now. I don't have everything planted, which is good. But I just wanted to do the last one because it's super simple. They do have lots of videos on YouTube or on their website showing. But again, I did buy the extender, especially with like dahlias and zinnias. They do grow and tend to get pretty tall. So I wanted to get the extender. I think it was like an extra 25 bucks, but if you bought 4 of them, you got like a $10 discount, I want to say, because it will go with the kit. And then I have 5 because I did purchase 1 extra. So they come zip tied, so I am just going to take them apart. And trust me, if I can put this together, you can too. It's the plumbing part where I already required my husband to help me get that done when the time comes. But I think today what I'm going to do is I'm going to build them, and then I am going to try and place them where I would like them to be. And then we'll do the rest of it either sometime this week or this weekend. All right, so I have my behind me. So this is the part that would normally come with. So this is how tall it would be off the ground with the wobbler head. But since I have the riser, it is going to add some good length to it. So all I'm going to do first is get my riser attached, and it's super simple. You're just going to turn it. They said to just have it hand tight and not to go overboard. So I have it, and it's nice and long now. And then I'm just going to add the wobbler head, and you can also buy these separately for whatever reason something happens to yours. You can buy all of the parts separately, which is really nice because I did buy like some extra elbows and tees just in case, or inlets, some enders too, just in case if I need them or something happens, because with kids, who knows. So this is what it's going to look like. This is going to be the stake. It is super sharp. It is so sturdy. And I love that you can step into it because we have so many rocks here that this is going to be great. And pine roots, this thing is just like indestructible. So I'm going to get that part on first. And then this is going to be for your extender after. It's just going to help it so it's not wobbling all over the place. It's going to keep it just nice and firm and up. So I'm going to put those pieces over here to the side. All right, so we're going to need 3 pieces to put the top one on. I am going to take this. We are going to thread it through. Put this flat. And then I'm going to turn it over and then put the bolts in, and I'm just going to barely put them on because we're going to need to put in that pipe after to help keep it nice and sturdy. So I'm just going to spin these just a little bit on, and then we are going to come back, and then we're going to get a back plate with it. So you will have 4 pieces. I'm not sure if you can quite see that or not. And we are going to attach it just underneath this lip right here. Turn it over and thread these ones on. If my fingers want to work. And you don't want it to be too tight because you do want to be able to slide this stake back and forth when you are stepping and putting it into the ground. So we have this. So what I'm going to do is bring this down a little bit and slide this through, and then I had it go just up to this next lip right here. And we're going to, oh, I forgot to take these off. Get the same 4 pieces with the back plate. And we are going to secure this on, and this one I do a lot tighter. Let's see, I'm just going to get them loosely on, and then I'll turn it where I want it. And then I'm going to be done. So then I'll be able to just put them where I would like. Again, I'm going to do 3 separate zones. I'm going to have 1 zone just for my dahlia beds. And then I'm going to have another zone with 2 wobbler heads that is going to be for my raised garden beds. And then I will have another zone that will be for my tilled garden beds. So we're going to have to get our measuring tape and measure out how far apart. It says you can go up to 25 feet apart, which I definitely will not need. I'm just trying to see how I can do. I marked it out. I am like a triple checker before I order anything, especially like this. But I'm not quite sure how I want to put it in the vegetable garden bed or the previous vegetable garden bed. But look at that. So we have it. Here's our stake. It can slide easily up and down, and then I can even just maybe tighten this a smidge more. And we have our extender. I'm so excited. So I'm going to try and see where I'm going to put these. And if I don't get to it today, then I will check back with you another day. Hopefully the sun will be out and it'll be a bit warmer. So I was able to get everything set up and put in place as to where I would like them. So that's going to be 5 wobbler heads. So this is going to be my tilled beds right here. So they're 4 rows, and I have 2 in this zone right here. They're spaced at 16 and 17 feet apart. So from this side of the bed to here is going to be 16 feet. It's 17 feet in between the 2 of them, and then another 16 feet for it to also be able to reach the edge of the playground. And then it's going to be 12 feet between the fence and the wobbler head, and then another 12 feet until here. So if my math is right, we should be good. It says to space them out about 20 to 25 feet apart. So they should be able to cover everything in this area. I'm going to pan around slowly for you. And this is going to be my second zone right here. It has 6 dahlia beds. They are 10 feet long by 3 feet wide, and then there's about 2 feet in between. So I measured them out and we should be good here. If anything, it may not cover once they start getting a little bit taller, like these end ones, which is fine because I do have a hose right here, so I could get anything in this bed if I really need to. And then the same for the one down there. I can just run a hose and get that, or just hand water it. But if I don't have to do all of this, that is going to be amazing. So I'm going to show you over here now my third zone and how that is set up. I would also like to mention that the zone over here in this one, they will be hooked up to this spigot right here, and they will be running off of 2 separate zones. I don't have a timer. I'm just gonna have to come out and do it myself, but I did get a piece to connect to that faucet so I can have 4 different setups going on, so I can still use the hose manually. And then if I spin around, as you can see, I was trying to uncoil it with my daughter, but it's not quite sunny enough to get it straight, but that's okay. So this was my vegetable garden bed. I hope you can see them, but I do have 1 right here and then 1 right there. So I measured them out. It's about 12 feet right here. So they're very close together, but then it's going to be from this spot to the edge of this bed is 12 feet. And same thing here. It's like 11 feet or something like that. So this will definitely get it. The only worry that I have, and not so much for this side, but for maybe over here, these will also have my indeterminate tomatoes, and those can really get big and bushy. So we're gonna have to figure out if I can keep my tomatoes there next year or not. If not, maybe I'll just have it on one of these instead. But I really still wanted to have my tomatoes, so I just want to make sure that the water isn't being interfered by the indeterminate tomatoes growing up these 2 cattle panels right here. But other than that, everything is set up. This one right here is going to run to this spigot, and then I'm going to move my hose and it will go over to that spigot over there. So I'm not worried about that. Again, these are not going to be on automatic timers. I'm just going to have to run out and do it, but I don't mind. And I'm hoping that I can just run out, turn them on for 20 minutes and then turn it off and then do the next one. So we are going to put a pause on today, and I will come back when it is time to finally connect everything. I'm super excited. We are almost there, and it was such an easy setup, which is what I liked. I didn't want to have to worry about running drip tape and all of that nonsense to me. I just don't have time. I do everything during nap time and on the weekends, and right now I still need to pot up my dahlia cuttings before my little one wakes up. And it is freezing outside all of a sudden. It's so stinking cold. And it's going to be 20 degrees warmer on Monday, tomorrow. And then 30 degrees warmer than today on Tuesday. And then we drop back down to the 60s, which should be nice. So yeah, and I'm not in any immediate rush because for the next 2 weeks, we do have quite a bit of rain coming. So I don't mind hand watering things up until those zinnias and dahlias going. Once I get those beds and sunflowers too especially, I am not going to have time to do everything all at once. So I will check back in with you. I'll let you know how many days it has been since it's passed, and then we'll definitely show you what it looks like when they are up and running, and then give a review hopefully in this video, and if not in another one. So I will see you soon. So we are about a week later, and we are setting up our Neversink overhead wobbler system. I am super excited. So we did some modifications. I was originally going to have 3 zones, one zone being the garden out here, one for my dahlias, and then one for the tilled rows. But we realized after we set up the one just for the dahlias, just having that one wobbler head, it was just so much pressure that we actually get, which I was not anticipating. So we took the dahlia wobbler and connected it to the 2 over here behind me and pushed one out back, so it covers the whole entire area where I have some of my perennials and some of my cut flowers along the fence line. So I can run 2 separate zones. We did try it as one zone, and it does work. It doesn't have as good of a performance like with the water droplets coming out. They were a little bit heavier when we had all 5 heads going. But you know what? If I need to do a quick 5-minute watering or 10-minute watering, and I just had only a few minutes to do that in the morning, say before work on a hot day, I can run all 5, and they do all run. So we do have really good water pressure. And then if I do have the time to do it, hopefully my goal is to do it in the mornings, I can run the tilled beds first and then run the other 3 second. And I'm super excited to get these done. I did an overhead view of all 5 of them working, and I also couldn't believe that is going to save me just so much time every single day. I am going to save about an hour to 2 hours of that hand watering every day, and it's going to be great because I do work an 8-hour day. I'm gone for probably around 10 hours. So after dinner, I would come and run out here like a crazy lady and try and get all of my watering done, and especially because I added those 6 dahlia beds, that would be even more hand watering. But when we did test it out, my daughter absolutely loved it. She was running under the sprinklers when we did each section. It worked out beautifully, and I am just so dang excited to get this done. We did modify it by actually not making cuts and using their like T splitter and like the L one, and we just looped everything because right now it's not going to be super permanent, especially if I'm going to be moving my dahlia bed sometime soon in the future and maybe not using them. I didn't want to make any cuts if I didn't need to, and it actually worked out great. We used garden stakes to just try and hold the tubing down, and we had some good curves in there, and it was just so much simpler than I could have even imagined. My husband helped me out a ton, just getting all of the tubing in to each connector and tightening it. So yeah, I'm super excited to give these a try. It's just going to save me so much time. So if you would like to stay updated on all things now, and I'll show you how we water definitely later on, make sure you hit like and subscribe and hit that bell button, and I will see you all next time. Happy gardening. Bye.